Man, selling a house is not nearly as easy as I make it look. One critical mistake that can derail your home sale before you even get started. Coming up. You know, it's a very rare occasion that I'll list a home for sale or work with a home seller that insists on being present for the showings, and here's why. They have a tendency to give up way more information than is needed. Case in point, I was showing some very nice luxury riverfront properties here in Jacksonville to a buyer, and we got to this one property, and the seller was there. Followed us around the house. He was there to answer questions, which is fine, but what happens is a buyer just wants to be polite. He'll start talking about how he likes the house, it's very clean, looks very well maintained. He'll start asking, questions about, how deep's the water, and does it have this, does it have that? And really the buyer is just trying to be polite. And the seller, because of that, he thinks that this guy's gonna write an offer based on the questions he's asking, and the seller starts to give up way too much information. I see this time and time again. If you don't think it happens, it does. So this seller, thinking that he's got a very interested buyer on the line, for some reason starts giving up this information about his motivation to sell. He lets the buyer know that he had bought this great big motorhome, one of those great big tour bus type deals, and he bought it way too soon because he thought when he listed his house it was going to sell much quicker than it did, or it hadn't sold yet at this point. So they start talking about the fact that he's got this big old payment on this motorhome, he's got this big old payment on this house, and he wants to travel the country, spend time with his grandkids, so he just way too much information. So now in the buyer's mind, what happens, he knows that he can offer less and less and less. With every little bit of information that seller gives up, it puts him at a very big disadvantage, because now the buyer knows his motivation and reason for selling, and none of that has any relevance to the transaction. So what happens is they part ways, they're all friendly and smiles, and then the buyer, after looking at some other houses, decides he wants to make an offer on that house. And one of the reasons is because the guy might be desperate based on what his conversation was with him. So the offer comes in way low, it never gets put together, and they parted ways. We sold him another house. But the fact is if you're home during the showings, this happens all the time, and you're just derailing your chances of selling right off the bat. Don't do it. If you're a for sale by owner, I know you have to be home. I don't know why you're doing it for sale by owner, because this is one of the advantages of having a realtor, is all that emotion and all that talk and communication between the buyer and the seller is out the window. The agents do that for you, and they know not to give up that information. If you're a for sale by owner and you insist on it and you've got to be there for the showings, you do, here's what I want to tell you. Don't give up the reason why you're selling. And buyers always ask, why are they selling? They ask me, why are they selling? I just say because they want to move. It really has no bearing on the transaction at all. Your motivation for selling shouldn't even come out of your mouth. The only questions that you should ask, you should show the property. If you're a for sale by owner, show the property and answer questions that pertain only to that property. Don't give up any other information. If you do, you're going to take a lot less for your house in the end. My name is Mike Jones. I'm Jacksonville's voice of real estate. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button for me. It keeps me making more videos. If you have a question about real estate, send me a private message, leave a comment below, and I'll answer it in a future video. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future episodes, and I thank you for watching.